Once I came home, and my wife and all her things were gone. Her parents had come to rescue their little girl. Another time, my girlfriend left to take care of her mother. And while she was away, she served me a 5-day vacate notice. In those moments, you feel your stomach drop. The rug's pulled out from under you, and in a flash, your world is upside down. Every man gets a wake-up call like this. Sometimes it's divorce papers sliding across the table. Sometimes it's the words, "I'm done," or "I'm leaving you." When it happens, most men panic. They start chasing, begging, or trying to control the situation, thinking that if they can just do enough, say enough, or be enough, they can hold on to her. But here's the truth, man. You can't save her. What you can do is wake up and save yourself. Just like in an airplane emergency, you put your own oxygen mask on first, then you can help the others. And when you do that, you become the kind of man who can weather any storm, whether she stays or goes. Not long ago, I was talking with a man. I'll call him Ricki. He's in his young 30s, works hard, runs his own contracting business. At home, his marriage was crumbling. And here's what it looked like. Ricki would come home, see his wife scrolling on the phone. Immediately, the distance would be growing. He'd sit down next to her, start talking about his day, trying to connect. She'd give him one-word answers, not even looking up. "Why won't you just talk to me?" he'd say, his voice getting louder. "I work all day for this family, and I come home to nothing." She'd roll her eyes, get up, walk to the kitchen. He'd follow her. "Don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you." And the fight would escalate from there. In his mind, if he could get her to see it his way, their marriage would be fine. That's not leadership. That's control. Late on a Sunday night, after working all day, she confessed, "I'm in love with my boss." That explained the late night and early morning texts and her emotional unavailability. It wasn't just about work. There was an emotional connection forming. Here's the truth most men don't want to admit. When there are unmet needs in a relationship, we become more vulnerable. We don't go searching for someone else, but those empty spaces can make us vulnerable to choices we never imagined we'd make. I know, because I've been there. In one of my past marriages, I had an unmet need for intimacy, but I was too immature and too unaware to share this with my wife. Instead, I sought that intimacy outside our relationship. As a spiritual seeker, I'm forever ashamed of that choice, and I can only hope my foolishness helps others avoid the same mistake. Ricki's wake-up call came when his wife looked him dead in the eye and said, "I'm done, Ricki. I can't do this anymore." In that moment, he was faced with a choice. Keep trying to force a result, or step back and start leading himself. I told him, "You can't save her, but you can wake up and save yourself. And the man you become in that process, that's the man your marriage would need, and the man you need to be, whether she stays or she goes." What Ricki discovered, and what every man must learn, is the difference between control and true leadership. Our culture trains us to think in terms of winning and losing, where there's always a winner and a loser. If I win, you lose. If you win, I lose. And it's paired with domination theory, the belief that to be safe or successful, you must be in control. It's the water we swim in, and we rarely question it. But the great teachers across time, from Jesus to Lao Tzu, have pointed to a deeper truth. We are all connected. Every act of domination is self-inflicted harm. When one person hurts, the wound cuts through the entire bond. And in moments like that, your steadiness matters more than any strategy, argument, or plan you think will fix things. Think of a lighthouse in a storm. It doesn't chase the ships,
It doesn't control the waves. It stands unshaken so others can find their way. In marriage, your steadiness is that lighthouse. Even when emotions are high, even when someone you love is acting from fear or anger, your grounded presence can keep the whole relationship from capsizing. This is the spiritual foundation. When you steady yourself, you steady the whole.
Here's something concrete you can try right now. The next time conflict starts to rise, instead of explaining why she's wrong or defending your position, do this. Take a breath. Look her in the eyes and ask one simple question. Help me understand what you need right now. Then, and this is the hard part, actually listen to the answer without planning your rebuttal. Your goal in that moment isn't to win, it's to understand. This isn't about agreeing with everything she says. It's about choosing to lead from steadiness instead of reacting from emotion. It's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to win every conversation to feel secure. That's leadership. That's what saves you first and creates the space for real connection to grow.
Saving yourself comes first. That's not selfish. It's the only way real leadership works. As Jesus taught in Mark 2:22, you can't pour new wine into old wineskins. You can't bring the same thinking, the same habits, and expect a new outcome. And as Romans 12:2 tells us, be transformed by the renewing of your mind daily. This is the work to become steady, grounded, and aligned with your values, not once, but every day. When you do this work, when you become that man, the marriage may follow, or it may not. But either way, you win. Because you've become a man who can walk through any storm without losing himself. And that's worth more than any outcome you're trying to control. You can't save her, but you can wake up and save yourself.
If you are ready to stop trying to control and start leading, I want you to type the word lead in the comments right now. And if this message hit home for you, share it with another man who's facing his own storm. You never know. Your courage to share might be the wake-up call he needs.